Hey horror fans, welcome back to Room 237. Back with another trailer reaction. Yeah, I saw a trailer for a film coming out this year. I saw it this morning. Actually heard about it last night. It's another remake. One that doesn't need to be made, and I think I'm more mad at the shit behind it than the actual movie itself. Of course, that is a remake of the 1990 psychological horror thriller, Jacob's Ladder. Which, I mean, I'm not the hugest fan of Jacob's Ladder. It's not one of my favorite movies. But I think it's a damn good film. It's original, it's thought-provoking, it's deep, it's emotional. You really feel for the main character, Jacob Singer, played by Tim Robbins. Which this is, I think, Tim Robbins' best performance. As great as he is as Andy Dufresne in Shawshank Redemption, he is great in this. Now, Jacob's Ladder, I know they've been talking about since like 2013-14. And you know how some things go in Hollywood. An idea will be announced, and then before you know it, it's scrapped or abandoned or forgotten about. I thought that's what was going to happen to this. And then just last night, I was just on YouTube watching stuff. I was watching Rainbow Raft for Life, actually. And he was doing a stream, and people were asking him about it. And then this morning, I saw his trailer reaction, and I was like, holy shit. There's actually a trailer already. And I watched it. It looks like a piece of shit. It looks like another run-of-the-mill, generic, something spooky's going on movie. I mean, the demons or the monsters or whatever you want to call them, they look generic. At least in this film, they looked fucking creepy. They looked original. Which, of course, they do try to recreate. It has a bunch of the same beats from this. You have a guy in a subway. He sees someone weird on the subway. Instead of having a tail, they have messed up feet. He gets put in a bathtub full of ice, yelling, "Are you trying to kill me?" There's a voiceover about angels and demons speech that Danny Aiello gives in this film. You see one, demon or monster or whatever with the fast shaking head from this film. Which, of course, it was done way better in this. Actually, the biggest impression I got, it felt like someone imitating a Jordan Peele horror film. That's what it felt like. And what I mean about stuff going on around it. Okay, so it's directed by David Rosenthal, who I think I remember a trailer for The Perfect Guy, and I thought it looked stupid. I don't know anything else he's directed. Screenplay was by Jeff Bueller and Sarah Thorpe, who he wrote Midnight Meat Train, which I haven't seen in a while, but I remember liking it. This is what he said. Or this is from The Hollywood Reporter. The producers are looking to make something more akin to an homage and not mimic the original. Okay. Also, says something. A completely different place than it was, understanding what war does to people. He decided not to be necessarily going to the same conclusion and finding a new way to give the audience an experience that is similar in terms of impact and feeling, but that doesn't play the same tune. It was a very tricky situation in the sense that we were trying to recreate something. It was a very tricky situation in the sense that we were trying to recreate something, but honor the spirit and concept of the original, while telling a different story. Bueller also promised a different twist ending than that of the original 1990 film. Okay, if you're going to do an homage film with a different story that isn't just recreating this film, but has the same heart and soul and concept and spirit, then why does your entire trailer feel like a shitty ripoff? You know what an homage film is? 2007's Hatchet. Hatchet. That is an original story with an original title. You can tell it's paying homage. It was inspired by early 80s American slasher films. Or Canadian slasher films. Friday the 13th, Madman, The Burning. Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. That's an homage to the horror genre as a whole. Those, hell, I'll even give credit to Gutterballs, and I think that movie fucking sucks. That's an 80s slasher homage film. So when you do something, I know homage isn't always original. But when they say more akin to an homage, then why didn't you come up with your own original story, with your own original title, without piggybacking off of this, and having a trailer that is clearly Jacob's Ladder? The subway, the ice bath, the angels and demons speech. For the most part, the demons and monsters looked like generic 2010s, like Netflix monsters. They were actually creepy in this. They were terrifying in this. This was an emotional roller coaster. You feel bad for Jacob Singer in this. And watching Rambo Rap for Life's trailer reaction, I have to agree. Instead of giving money to make a shitty looking, obviously I haven't seen it yet, so I can't say if it's shitty, a shitty, generic looking rip-off remake, why didn't you give money to have another release of this? Because from what I've heard, the Blu-ray doesn't have the best picture transfer. You can have more recent interviews with Tim Robbins, Elizabeth Pena, Danny Aiello, if he's still alive. I'm pretty sure he is. Hell, Jacob's Ladder is famous for being the main inspiration behind Silent Hill, the Silent Hill video games. You can have a whole documentary on how Jacob's Ladder, inspired survival horror video games, especially Silent Hill. You can have a real tribute collector's edition. Put money towards that instead of just another, I keep saying the word generic, but fucking generic. It just looks like someone trying to do a Jordan Peele film. An emotionally deep thriller, an intellectual thriller. I don't even care that they changed the race of the character. That doesn't bother me. I was going to say as long as it doesn't have like the Ghostbusters SJW, you better like this movie or else. I'm not even going to get into that whole thing, but yeah, why not just have a better, newer special edition of this? Put money towards that. Getting Tim Robbins and everyone else to come back to talk about it. This movie, again, just looks generic. It looks like it feels like they're trying to pass it off as something different and original, when clearly they are just ripping off and piggybacking the fuck out of Jacob's Ladder. Again, I'm not even the biggest fan of this movie, but I think it is damn good. It's original, it's thought-provoking. This is a good horror movie. I don't care to see it which I know I want to start a program here on Room 237s where I compare horror originals and remakes. So eventually I'll see it. It just looked like a pile of crap. You know, I'm not even into real Jordan Peele horror movies, and this just feels like a cheap knockoff. So I don't know why I would want to see it. But yeah, that's my reaction to the Jacob's Ladder ripoff reimagining, as they're calling it. Yeah, reimagining. Just they should have just come use the money to have a better release of this. This is a good movie. Hell, it's not even 30 years old yet. But anyway, I go check out the trailer. Come up with your own opinion. But yeah, thank you for watching.